Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children above the age of 18. It is I, the one, the only Roberto Negro. This is the Roberto Negro show. And not a fan. Listen, I'm not a fan of my kids' Cub Scouts. Let me throw this at you. All right, let me throw this at you. I know. We got a lot of shit to get to. We got XPW. Merry Christmas, 5 days away. We have some new Shane Douglas audio that Schlack sucked me back into, yeah. But I got to talk about my kids' Cub Scouts. Oh, the Min said he missed me this weekend. That's nice. That's sweet. There's a lot of sweetness going on this program right now. All right, listen to me. So, my kid goes to Cub Scouts, and I've talked about it on the show. I'm not gonna go, from point A to point Z. You guys all know about it. But I want to break something down to you. And that is, it's an hour and 20 minutes of basically playtime dressed in a Cub Scout or Wolf Pack or fucking Tiger Cub outfit. That's basically what it is. So, because the kids, and I don't know if I ever told you this conversation, okay? But it was just such a bizarre way to talk about recruiting kids, considering, like the Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts have had a pedophile problem in the past. I don't know if they still do. I'm sure you could never get rid of pedophilia. You know, like, if you have pedophilia running rampant in the Catholic Church, I don't think it ever stops. It's a fucking breeding ground. Now, can you curb it? Sure. It's kind of like curbing drunk driving. Drunk driving is not as prevalent as it was, say, 20 years ago. Most crimes are not as prevalent as they were, say, 20 years ago. Now, if you live in a Democrat city like we do, murder is on the rise. So, I guess one can say not all crime is 100% curbed. So, hey, the whole pedophilia thing, maybe it's still running rampant in the Catholic Church and in the Boy Scouts. But I digress for a second. Let me get back to the point. So, when I went to the first Cub Scout, Boy Scout meeting, okay, and I was having this discussion with the leader of all of the groups, and I said to him, bro, I don't ever remember being in Cub Scouts this young. And he said, well, he goes, when me and you were, 8, 9, 10, Cub Scouts didn't start until the second grade. He goes, but now we have to get them young. And I'm like, he goes, all the other groups are competing for these same kids. So if we don't get them young, all these other organizations will get them, and there's only so much time and there's only so much money that a parent has. So if we don't get them young, and he just keeps saying, if we don't get them young, and I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't sound right, but okay, I get what you're saying. If we don't get them young, the next group will. So I said, but they're not really, doing Cub Scouty stuff. And he goes, well, a 5-year-old doesn't necessarily have the attention span. And I'm like, I understand that. That's why I'm asking you. And he goes, well, again, we got to get them young. And I'm like, I know, bro. You've said this to me 9 times. So basically, when we go to this den mom, and it's a den mom and a den dad, but the mom runs it. I don't know why the mom runs it, why the dad doesn't run it. Maybe the dad gave her the reins for these groups, like, you run it, but he's a Cub Scout guy, because he's there. When we were there, I don't know, a week ago for the big, Cub Scout meeting where all the groups, all the den groups meet, the dad was there, and he's got, the utility belt, and he actually wears a fucking uniform. So that's cool. But when we go to this house, we all take our shoes off and we all go in. It's basically all of these 5-year-olds playing with fucking toys. And then they spend about 10 minutes doing Cub Scout shit. And then they go back to playing with fucking toys. So when I was in the 2nd grade and we were Weeblos or whatever the fuck we were, we would go to the den leader's house, and we'd have to do a fucking project for an hour and a half. Whatever, make fucking beaded necklaces. Learn about the pilgrims and how we were really good people to the Indians. Didn't happen where we learned that we were murderous thugs. That didn't happen until, 10 years ago? It's why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? We're celebrating the murderous thuggery of all of these white Christians who came to this land and murdered and raped and tortured these Native Americans and took their fucking land. And all they got to show for it was a goddamn turkey and a fucking picture on a Land O'Lake butter box, which they don't even have anymore because it's fucking racist. All those pictures you guys have learned in school where the pilgrims and the fucking Indians are hanging out, passing around sweet potatoes, that's all a fucking lie. Those murderous thug pilgrims were passing around Indian pussy and raping and murdering. But back in my day, we were, building beads, however the fuck it was. Because we were in 2nd grade. When you're in 2nd grade, what? We're 10 years old? 9 years old? I don't even know what the fuck I was in 2nd grade. 10, I think. Well, here's my kid, 5 years old. I mean, he fucking, thinks people farting is like the most amazing. Well, maybe that's not a good analogy. I like to fart, so maybe that's not a good analogy. But if you have a 5-year-old, you understand. You get it. And here's the thing that is very frustrating. This lady and her shitty fucking husband, and I say it, if they're listening to the podcast, they're going to be giving me a look. Be like, oh, I'm shitty. Well, here's why they're shitty. They leave the toys upstairs. They have a playroom downstairs. The lady brags about their enormous playroom that's downstairs. Now, I don't know how enormous it is. Their fucking house is very small. I'm not hating on the house, but don't tell me about your enormous playroom when your house isn't that big, and I know what type of furnished basements there are. I have a fucking furnished basement, and I got a big fucking house. So her and her fucking furnished basement, where the toys are, and the kids love to come over and play with toys, doesn't have the toys that are upstairs. So just like a cat that's attracted to a light beam, these fucking kids are attracted to the toys. So as soon as they walk in, they go right to the toys. So here I am, sitting on a fucking couch with another dad, watching our kids play with toys. I got other shit to fucking do. If I want to watch my kid play with toys, I'd have him at my house and stare at him while he plays fucking toys. He's there to be a goddamn Cub Scout. It's like, take the fucking toys and put them in the basement. Tonight, I literally was 5 minutes away from just going, hey, dead mother. Yes, Mrs. Zakari, can we put the fucking toys in the basement? And it would have caught the attention of everybody. And the husband's kind of big and burly. I might have had a hard time with him, but he would have gotten up and I would have fucking slapped him. I would have. First, I would have had to say, listen, sit back down. Sit back down. If you listen, here's the thing. I know you're bigger than me, and you got me about 80 pounds, but I will fucking hit you so fucking hard, bro. You will wish you never stood up. Trust me. I will fucking hit you so fucking hard. Just sit the fuck. That's what I would have told him. Not that I'm a tough guy, but I know where to punch someone, and I know how to punch them, and I know how to be quick. It's not a sucker punch. But it's none of this, let's square up and fucking, flex. No. It's like that fucking video of Glenn Danzig getting fucking laid out. Pushes a guy. Pushes some fucking singer of some band. What the fuck, man? And pushes him. And this dude was like, oh, okay. And then punched him fucking square in the face. So as soon as this dad would have gotten up, as soon as he went, boom, I would have fucking punched him square in his throat. I digress. But it's like, get the fucking toys out of here. So now she's like, all right, everybody, let's do the oath. Let's do the Cub Scout oath. I'm like, Major, get over here. Get over. And all the kids, they put the cars down. They got, Matchbox cars. They got like a racetrack. They fucking these little paper airplanes that fly all over the place. I go, Major, get over here. What? Just playing with the toys. I go, we got to do the pledge. They raise their hands. I promise to do my, and they do the Cub Scout oath. And they're like, and the last one is like, I will not be morally wrong, something like that. So now they get done. Now they're back to the toys. I said, these motherfuckers. So now this has nothing to do with the toys, but this is kind of like the ironic thing. And I told Martini when I got home. I said, she goes, how was it? I go, well, okay. I go, here's the thing. There's something about a great big fat broad telling a bunch of 5-year-olds how to eat healthy and what is junk food. And not only is she a great big fat broad, but the husband is chunky. One of like the sub leaders, the guy that like the treasurer who I had to give $100 to a week ago. All the parents are coming up, giving their checks and envelopes. I go to the guy, say, you got an envelope? He goes, an envelope? He goes, no, people have envelopes to put money in. And I go, I know, bro. And I pull out a hundo. I go, look, I got a hundo. I go, I'm here to give you a hundo for, I go, I don't got an envelope. Don't lose this. And I go, let me see you mark this off. He goes, I won't. And he marks it off. He goes, see? I go, okay. And he's a fat fuck. He's a legit fat fuck. And his 5-year-old kid's a fat fuck. You know, one of those kids that are a fat kid, and he's a fat fuck. The kid's a fat fuck. Now listen, all my fat listeners and fat friends, I'm not making fun of you, okay? There was a time when I was a fat fuck, and I'm not exactly a skinny mini right now. I wish I had a little bit more willpower that I could get back into shape. I mean, I wasn't quite as gassed up looking as Schlack was, or is, but I you know, I was good. I was good. So please, see, Eric understands. So trust me, I'm one of you, okay? I'm rocking 235 right now. My XL shirts are fucking starting to be tight on me. That's no good. So, here I am. And she pulls out these bags. These like little sandwich bags. She goes, now everybody take the sandwich bag. Now don't open it yet. You know, brown paper bag. The bag comes. It's got the bag, and all the kids got a bag. She goes, now everybody take these menus, and the menu looked like a plate. And it had vegetables written on it. And it had vegetables written on it. It had fruits, dairy. So she's standing up, and I'm like, really? Okay, all right. She's like, okay, so what is a fruit? And all the kids are, oh, apple. Okay, let grab the crayon. And what color's an apple? Red. You know, fucking yellow. You know, all these little fucks. You know, okay. Now they're scribbling in their thing. She goes, are potato chips a fruit? No. Are potato chips dairy? No. So she goes, are potato chips a healthy food? And of course some of the kids are like, yeah. She's like, no, and again, here I am looking at this fat motherfucker talking to these kids about what's healthy, what's junk food, fucking fruits, I don't think this motherfucker has seen a vegetable or a fruit ever. It's one of them motherfuckers. I used to have a friend, this kid Russ, who we all went to school with. He was at Bishop Kearney, this fat motherfucker. Just the most disgusting human being, but a nice guy. You know, most fat motherfuckers are nice people, believe it or not. And the girls are big fat broads. What are they good at? Sucking cock. And normally they have pretty faces, big tits. No pretty face, no big tits. Forget about it. I digress. Let's get back to the big fat motherfucker. So, Russ never ate a fucking fruit or a vegetable like his entire life. And one day, he literally ate an apple. He bit into the apple and he was like, oh! And he pulls the apple out and one of his fucking teeth were stuck in the apple. One of the fucking blood. We're like, how the fuck did that... Motherfucker never even brushed his teeth. Fat motherfucker. And yet he had a girlfriend who eventually became his wife. And she wasn't a big fat motherfucker. Don't get it. Don't understand it. Anyways. So here she is. What about pizza? Okay, what is pizza? Is pizza healthy food? And then one of the fat parents goes, well, you know, it does have tomatoes on it, so it could be a vegetable. And I wanted to look at him and be like, listen, you fat cocksucker. That's not... Get the fuck out of here. But I didn't. And I'm just sitting there on the end of this couch thinking... This isn't Cub Scouts. What the fuck is going on here? What is this? How am I here? I got my girl Alex, the girl that runs my shit, with the girl I always say with the tattoo with the shit on her face. Not literally shit, but all the weird tattoos. As she says, my tattoos are cute. I can cover them up. I go, but you still have tattoos on your face. Yeah, I know. If I had her come in for, 2 hours so I could take my kid to Cub Scouts, because I don't miss that type of shit with my kid. Because nobody can ever say I'm a bad parent, ever. But there I am, watching this fat broad tell my kid how to eat healthy. As Major goes home to his mom, who weighs about 109 fucking pounds. Big bolt-on titties. Looking at her, looking at the fucking big fat den mom. It's like, who do I listen to? Who seems to have a better grasp on the eating healthy thing? As Catherine, they go to Panera, they get salads and, fucking soups. Pizza, that's, it's got tomato. Oh, you fat cocksucker. And it's got dairy, guys. It's got cheese on it. Yeah, and all the kids, I said, oh, yeah. So now they fill in their little table, and she goes, okay, now let's have everybody with their parent or whoever's with them, because not all the kids' parents are there. Some of the parents are there. Some of the other kids, they get dropped off or whatever. So they go, close your eyes, and put your hand in the bag, and pull out an object, and try to figure out what it is. So Major goes, puts his... I go, Major, what are you doing? I go, close your eyes. Don't cheat. Okay. So now I got to put my hands over his eyes, because he'll cheat. So now he's feeling. He goes, I think it feels like, and he's got like these rubber grapes, like it's all fake fruit, and bad fruit, like not fruit, but like a cupcake. She's like, okay, open your eyes. And she's like, okay, Major, what's that? And he goes, these are blackberries. Is that a healthy food? Yeah. Again, I'm looking at her thinking, come on, man. This is where in my head I'm thinking it needs to be like a some gassed up freak like Slack. Is that a healthy food? Is that a fruit? Listen to me, you guys. Put your hand in the bag. Put your fucking hand in the bag. And they play. All right, pull it out. What do you got? Major, what is that? It's a banana. What is that? Is that a fruit? Yeah. All right, good. Hey, you little fat motherfucker over there. What do you got? It's a cupcake. That's fucking shit. Don't eat that. So now they get done with this exercise. All right, everybody, put your fruit in your little basket. Okay, we're done. And then you hear one of the kids like go, can we play with the toy? Yes, you guys can outplay. And now they go back to the toys. So they do Cub Scout shit for 20 minutes, and then they play with toys for just under an hour. And it's funny because when we walked in, there was a lady sitting in the chair that I normally sit in. I normally sit in the far right corner in it's almost like a Barca lounger, I guess you would say. And I sit on the ottoman, and this lady was sitting there. And it kind of, it hides. You're like kind of hiding. So when I walked in, I just see this kind of frumpy woman. She was frumpy. Sitting there on her phone playing while her shitty kids running around acting like a fucking asshole. And then one of the other dads looks at me, like scoots over, he's like, hey, and he like pats the seat like you're calling over a chick to come sit next to you. And I sit down and I'm like, ugh. I go, she took my hiding spot. He's like, yeah. It's like, yeah. It's like, fuck. And that was it. The clock strikes 7:15. It's like, all right, everybody, we can go. I go, come on, Major, help pick the stuff up. He picks everything up. We go in the garage, put our shoes back on. Run to the car, buckle them in. Major's like, I'm hungry. I go, yeah. I'm thinking to myself, no shit. And I drop them off. And then I go back to extreme fucking gifts. So Alex can go take her kid to some movie. God knows what the fuck they were going to go see. And that's that. There's the Cub Scout story in a nutshell. So I just had to get that off my chest. If I didn't get it off my chest, I'd be even more amped up for when I talk about the franchise. Shane Douglas. All right, we'll be right back after these goddamn words.
Gifts. From pop culture gifts to adult fun. T-shirts, mugs, socks, fun, topical gifts for all ages. Then there's mature fun. Massage lotions, naughty games, toys, and lingerie. Extreme Gifts specializes in Delta 8 CBD, cartridges, edibles, vaporizers, and vaping liquids. The selection of glass products is amazing. From kratom, kava, flower, and so much more. Extreme Gifts. 1694 Penfield Road, next to the original Steve's Diner.
All right, we're back. Yeah, everybody bought their uniforms. Like, everybody's wearing their little shirts. Everybody pretty much, is now kind of on the right path. So, you guys want to hear something funny? Besides the Shane thing, our good buddy, Anthony Douglas Sanders. You know who that is. We all know who that is. It's fucking One Man Kru. We fucking know it's One Man Kru. Hell yeah. One Man Kru. Now, we did a segment on One Man Kru because he was doing these wild posts where he was just like, what does it take to be an XPW? Well, One Man Kru, listen. One Man Kru just opened Pandora's box real fucking wide. All right? One Man Kru just put on the post that he is wrestling the franchise Shane Douglas in March. I mean, that's a far, far, far away, but he's wrestling Shane Douglas in March. Now, let's get back to One Man Kru. After I do my Shane Douglas thing. So, Schlack, and Schlack's not the only one. Trust me, Schlack's not the only one. But I think Schlack does it more than some of my other people. I believe does things to rile me up, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I think they think it's fun or funny to get me worked up. To work me into a fucking shoot, as they would say. Because rarely do I see all the stuff that motherfuckers send me. Because I'm in my own little kind of bubble, so to speak. So, last night, and I'm trying to watch this fucking documentary about Sally the Killer, this woman bodybuilder who kills her husband. I'm not even done. I'm going to watch it, finish watching it tonight. But it's good. I told you. Netflix and Tubi are the two best for weird documentaries. Rather it's on Nazis or fucking Holocaust or Flat Earth or fucking 9/11 deniers. Whatever. It's all wild shit. And I love the fact that we live in a society now where so much influence, and what I mean by that is so many people, now granted, it is a vocal minority, but it's still a vocal minority that controlled aspects of the media. And that huge chunk of the media, and I consider Twitter the media, but Twitter. So that vocal minority, if they start screaming saying such and such is a racist or such and such is X, Y, and Z, and it starts to get traction, before you know it, forget being canceled, you're just kind of ostracized. And I'm not even talking about necessarily having, strong beliefs where it's like, this is what I believe, and I'm a fucking white supremacist, or I'm the... like, that's pretty cut and dry, you know? I'm just talking about motherfuckers that go, hey, man, did you ever see that Loose Change on Netflix? It's about 911, 9/11, 911. It's about 9/11. And it's like floats all these conspiracy theories. It's pretty interesting. It does make you go, There's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with watching a fucking documentary and then going, kind of makes you go, There's obviously shit in there that is batshit crazy, but then there's some other shit where you go, There used to be a time when we were allowed to actually have thoughts. Hell, I remember when it was, it was politically justified. Because if it helped the left, then it was okay. Remember, Michael Moore did a goddamn documentary, Fahrenheit 9/11, which was basically a fucking conspiracy movie that won an Academy Award. I never heard anybody going, do you believe the stuff that's in there? What the fuck is wrong with you? That is a threat to our democracy. I know. I digress. But, circling back, love fucking Netflix and Tubi for all the fucking off-the-wall documentaries. And this goddamn documentary about this wife that shot her husband twice. Once in his chest and then once in his fucking face while he laid on the ground dying. And then tried to claim self-defense is fucking riveting. It is. It's not as good as the Teddy Hart doc, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. But anyways. I'm sitting there, and I'm minding my own business. I'm watching this fucking documentary. And I get a text. Okay? And it's Slack. And the text has a link. And the link is a clip from a podcast that Francine does with, who's this guy? With, and I'm going to tell you guys who the guy is. Hold on. Because I did like this extensive fucking research last night. And then I followed them. And of course, they're not going to follow me. Because I got fucking issues. And you're not going to want to look stupid, per se. Where's this fucking kid? This goofy fuck. With his stupid little whatever he does with Francine. I don't want to be a hater. I mean, he's I am a hater. I mean, he's innocent in the sense that he just sits there and, Where's this fucking kid? I don't even know where it is. All right, fuck it. Francine One Man Kru podcast. So, oh, wait a minute. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah. Chanlan B. Chanlan B follows me. So he accepted my friend request, which is nice. Chad Lan B. So this kid, he don't fucking know. You know what I mean? He don't fucking know. Anyways. But I might hit this kid up. Now, I know. People talk shit all the time. But here's the thing. Talking shit and calling me an asshole, calling me a douchebag, calling me a fuckface, that's an opinion. Okay? And everybody has an opinion. God bless. But it's another to spit out what you interpret or you consider or you say are facts, and they're not. And not only are they not facts, but they're easily able to check, to see if what you're saying is fucking accurate. Is it close to being accurate? And when somebody does that, that's what sets me off. Like, literally fucking sets me off. And it seems that Shane Douglas forgets. Now, whether it's convenient forget or a purposeful forget, I don't know, but he does seem to forget a lot of factual shit as it pertains to XPW. But yet, he will put himself over as this all-knowing poobah. So, Schlack sends me this clip. And again, the only reason that I get set off is because it's talking about things that can be looked up. So now, this certain fan base, this Shane Douglas fan base, this Francine fan base, this whatever that Chad kid's name is, fan base, those people hear this, and then they go, oh my God, yeah, ha ha ha, yeah, oh my Lord, oh gee, yeah. And they start taking this as gospel. Now, I'm not going to sit here and play this 15-minute segment, because we don't have time. I'm getting hungry. And there's parts of it that aren't really, it's like, whatever, dude. You know. But Schlack's fucking thing was, okay, you want to hear it? Fuck it. Ugh, it's just so long. But, all right, here's the setup, okay? Here's the setup. See if you guys, I know you guys could hear. So here's the setup of this fucking thing. All right, hold on.
Shane, how would you describe your time in XPW? Shane, you want to answer that question?
Yeah, I thought we had a real chance to do something there. It provided everything as was laid out to me, as I laid it out as per, requirements for me to come there. We were slowly doing what Paul had done early on, whittling through the talent and elevating some and getting rid of some and you remember Candido coming in and Sabu at one point. And, we really were heading in the right direction until it stopped going in the right direction. And the excuse that I was given was, our tape decks are down. And I said, wait, you run a company that sells porno flicks that quite a few get sold every week. and you don't have a single backup, you don't have a mechanic, a guy you call and say, hey, the decks are down. And it was then that I had some friends sending me what they were putting on. And there were a lot of instances, but the one that set me over the edge was PJ and I were working an angle, and he had done this phenomenal promo in like a broom closet, like real tight in. My promo needed to come after because it was responding to what he said. And that particular show, mine that made no sense at that point, opened up the show, and and it was just that kind of stuff. Like I tried to explain to Rob Black at the time, nobody is saying right now Rob Black fucked up or somebody that works for Rob Black. They're saying I fucked up because my name's on it as the booker, and so I just sort of did like what I usually do, just say see ya, came on back to the Berg.
Right. But
Pittsburgh living is the place for me. That was one of the songs Franny was singing all weekend.
I sang. We couldn't figure out the words, so I brought up the lyrics and I sang the whole.
All right. Now, do you realize, okay, Shane's timeline, okay? Think about this for a minute. Shane's timeline, which, and we'll get back to that. There's the first 2 minutes of lunacy. But Shane's timeline is, so I laid out parameters of what would get me to XPW. Once those parameters are met, then I came to XPW. And we were doing great things. Until their tape decks broke, and then they put out a promo that was backwards. And the promo was so awesome that they fucked it all up by putting my promo first and PJ second. And that's when I went to Rob Black and said, you know what? People are looking at the company, and they're not saying Rob Black fucked up. They're saying Shane Douglas fucked up. And that's when I said, adios, I'm leaving. Okay, right? We get that, right? All right, let me explain something to you guys. Again, Shane Douglas, and I'm so annoyed in the sense that I actually keep trying to do something with this fucking retard. I'm serious, and I don't give a fuck if he lives. Fuck him in his fucking ass. Because if you're that, listen, I get it. Maybe you're a little fucked up on your timeline. Maybe you took too many fucking chair shots. Who the fuck knows? But to be so fucking wrong. So, and this is what we're talking about. The last show XPW ran, the last show in the history of XPW, okay, guys? The last show before XPW officially closed up. Last show. You follow me? The last motherfucking show. Okay? You with me? Rob, we're with you. We need to know. Please, Rob, tell us. Please, Rob, tell us. The show was called Battle of the Berg. Took place on March 8th, 2003. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay? That was the last show that XPW ever did. And when I say XPW ever did, Rob Black XPW ever did. You want to know the main event of that show? You want to know the main event of that show? Okay, I'm going to tell you who the main event was in that show. Shane Douglas, who defeated Justin Credible to retain the XPW World Heavyweight Championship. Huh. Now, do we have to replay that little segment again from Shane Douglas? And what Shane Douglas said? Tape decks broke. Gave him an excuse. And that's what he said. Adios. I'm leaving like I normally do. Really? Okay. Interesting, right? Considering that Shane Douglas was with XPW to the bitter fucking end. The show took place on March 8th, 2003. You want to know when I got busted? Which, again, is pretty easy to do a fact check. Guess when? April 8th, 2003. You want to know when XPW stopped operating? April 9th, 2003. I was indicted on September 5th, or September 5th is when the front line and that whole thing. So, the concept that Mr. Douglas bailed on XPW because of broken tape decks, and then we lied to him, is a lie. It's a fucking bold-faced lie. The man is a fucking stone-cold liar. End of story. Stone-cold liar. End of story. I mean, facts are facts. Facts are fucking facts. So.
The whole Green Acres. He was sitting there like this, listening to me, and I was going like this next to him.
She had the footstones down and everything.
We're such morons.
Very nice. I like that.
So, your time that was there, though, was it enjoyable for you? I mean...
Not really. I mean, it was. Being back in the arena was great, and a lot of the guys, like Funk was in, and Candido was in, and Cody Michaels, of course, was there. So yeah, I mean, I had some fun with it, but it's the whole debacle that happened with Terry and his arm at the end there. It was just too much. It was just becoming a joke of itself. And then when I found out that he had started dabbling the porno into it, that was a big deal to me.
I didn't know that.
Not that I'm like everybody else likes to look at stuff now and then, but
Now and then.
It had to be kept separate because that was the low-hanging fruit of criticism that the ECW fans were leveling against it. And they were right. I mean, there's no reason for those two things to be connected until done, woven into the storylines or whatever, and not in a pornographic way.
Oh, it was like how ECW used to go to the T-shirt commercials, in between the breaks. They would go to like a 2-minute, slow jazz music style, topless girl everywhere montage.
So it was kind of like what WEW did. See, I worked for a women's promotion when ECW folded. It was WEW, Women's Extreme Wrestling, right? And the only way we can get on pay-per-view is if porn was involved. So you had half the locker room who was legit workers, and then you had your porn girls.
But you hear another fucking lie. And the kid with the hat. What? We never did TV episodes where slow music was playing and the fucking and porn and topless girls. That's a fucking lie. 100% lie. They make this shit up. We had 7 episodes of TV. And not one of those episodes of TV had topless girls in it. A fucking lie. The only thing that had nudity was when we did a exposed. We did an exposed. So we did Lizzie Borden exposed. And it says on there, you could see her tits. Lizzie Borden exposed. That was it. So, once again, fucking Shane's a fucking retard. He's a moron. 100%. So
Guess who was the genius of this? It was Steve Carroll. Steve Carroll's the one that got us on pay-per-view, but if the porn wasn't intertwined, then we wouldn't have had a show. So they used to call me to do voiceovers, right? So I'd be sitting there and it would be a match and I go,
so
let's transition now.
You see what I mean? It's like, oh, who gives a shit? Okay, great.
And I said, oh, I don't even have a DVD player. He sent me a DVD player.
Oh, okay.
It's just ridiculous. Somebody had said, was I ever asked to go? And I was. Rob Black had called, and he had pitched, because you were with Lizzie, so he had pitched that I go with him.
Yes, yeah.
So I said, I remember I said, well, I've never seen the product. And he goes, oh, I'll send you some DVDs. And I said, oh, I don't even have a DVD player. He sent me a DVD player. He did. It was very nice of him. And I always put him over for that. It was so...
I've got no problems with Rob. I mean, he's a good guy. But, ultimately, when you're running any kind of company or business, whoever the boss is, whoever's making the final decision, you got to follow that. Or you can fire that guy and do whatever you want. And, and the whole thing with the tape decks went on for like a month, right? Like, oh, can't get them fixed. Don't have any tape decks. Can't do any dubs. I was like, okay, guys. Yeah.
And that was the last of it right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
It had it had that, they wanted you to think, okay, this is the second coming of ECW. Now that ECW is gone. Like, this was, the players were there, the key people were in place, but it just seemed like there was something that was missing. And then I think when you stepped away, it really lost its identity. And, what's remembered about it now? They really remember. Everybody talks about New Jack throwing Vic Grimes, off the scaffold more than any angle that ever took place.
Right. It's...
Hear what that moron said? This fucking... He goes, when you stepped away, well, what... What do you mean when you stepped away? He was there to the end, you stupid motherfucker! Jack throwing Vic Grimes off the scaffold happened in the beginning of XPW. You stupid motherfucker! Whatever your fucking name is, Chad. If I could fucking find that Teddy Hart, I'd have him come to your fucking house and I'd have him fucking choke you out. Listen to this asshole one more time. Listen what he fucking says.
Rob Black had called.
Yeah, I did. I did give her a DVD player.
Because you were with Lizzie. So he had pitched that I go with him.
Yes.
It was a great name. That was a nice guy.
I said, I remember I said, well, I've never seen the product. And he goes, oh, I'll send you some DVDs. And I said, oh, I don't even have a DVD player. He sent me a DVD player. He did. It was very nice of him. And I always put him over for that. It was.
I've got no problems with Rob. I mean, he's a good guy. But, ultimately, when you're running any kind of company or business, whoever the boss is, whoever's making the final decision, you got to follow that. Or you can fire that guy and do whatever you want. And, it's just... And the whole thing with the tape decks went on for like a month, right? Like, oh, can't get them fixed. I don't have any tape decks. Can't do any dubs. I was like, okay, guys. Yeah.
And that was the last of it right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Right, here it comes.
It had such it had that, they wanted you to think, okay, this is the second coming of ECW. Now that ECW is gone. Like, this was, the players were there, the key people were in place, but it just seemed like there was something that was missing. And then I think when you stepped away, it really lost its identity. And, what's remembered about it now? They really remember. Everybody talks about New Jack throwing Vic Grimes, off the scaffold more than any angle that ever took place.
Right.
When you stepped away, what does anybody remember? When you stepped away, asshole, he was there to the end, Chad, you stupid motherfucker. See how these people are, bro? You see that, man? You fucking see that? And hey, Chad, you fucking dildo. How about this? And you're right, lowrider. I should send Schlack a TV, but he wouldn't appreciate it. Fuck him. But think about this, Chad. You fuck. And not our Chad. This asshole Chad. I'm going to text him. I'm going to fucking... Because now he accepted my my email, so now I'm going to fucking bust his balls in a text. Or on a instant, a Twitter message. Think about this. New Jack throwing Vic off the fucking scaffold happened before Shane. Shane was there. Shane was there to the end. So, Chad, what the fuck does that tell you about Shane Douglas in XPW? That he was there right to the end, and the only thing anybody talks about is New Jack and Vic Grimes. That means nobody gave a fuck about Shane Douglas. And if you caught that in when Shane goes, well, everybody, when you have a boss, Shane Douglas wasn't the fucking boss! Shane Douglas was not. When you have somebody that you have to appease and you have to fucking stroke their fucking ego. Oh, okay. Yeah. The fuck out of here. Shane Douglas had as much to do with that company, the inner working, from TV deals, pay-per-views, fucking the front end of that company, as much as a fucking janitor or the cum cleaner after the fucking porn sets, if you want to be fucking legit. Fucking asshole. Motherfucker was there right to the end. And then on top of that, the cocksucker came back for a reunion show. Please. Then the guy fucking worked half the business about some Vegas promotion. Made everybody fucking move to Vegas. He was involved with Chris Kloss. Big fucking failure. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let me keep going with this fuckhead.
It's, again, ultimately his company, right? He's the guy spending the money. So, how the grown-ups do it.
How the grown-ups do it?
For everybody out there listening, figuring, like, why couldn't we have done this or that, and mixed them together. The whole fiasco between XPW and ECW after I'd left.
Yeah.
That was weighing on a lot of ECW.
Did you hear what he said?
If we were...
You guys, did you hear what he said? You hear what this stupid motherfucker said? Did you guys catch that? Ready? Hear what he said.
Like, why couldn't we have done this or that, and mixed them together? The whole fiasco between XPW and ECW after I'd left.
Yeah.
That was weighing on a lot of ECW fans' minds.
What fiasco? Shit! What fiasco? What are you talking about, you fuckhead? So that fiasco happened after I left. Really? How do you figure, Shane? How do you figure, you stupid fuck? How do you figure? Fucking, and again, Francine, like, these stupid motherfuckers don't even fucking bring it up. Meaning, Francine goes, yeah, and Rob pitched me an idea that, you were with Lizzie, and then Rob would bring me in, and I would be with him. Well, obviously, that was after the ECW XPW fiasco. And she doesn't even fucking correct this asshole. What are you, fucking stupid? Heatwave happened. ECW went out of business literally, 2 months later. That was their last hurrah, was to go into LA, our area, our venue, fuck with us. They go out of business, and then I grab all of their guys. Or, not all their guys, but... What is he, fucking stupid? Bro, when we ran our shows in Philly, we used Atlas Security. We used we used Ronnie and the boys at Atlas Security, the very same security that got involved in the fight between ECW and XPW. Was fucking Shane retarded? The dude is straight up fucking retarded. But yet, anybody that listens to Francine, anybody that listens to fucking this podcast are like, oh yeah, fucking Rob Black, what an idiot. What an idiot. But this, here's now the coup de grace, as they would say, and then I'm ready.
If we were as good or close to ECW,
here's the coup de grace.
Those fans would have still said, ain't ECW, right? So we really had to get into that ultra vein of being ECW consistently, week after week after week, in the houses, on the TV show, and then at some point down the road, we might have been able to introduce something like that that the fans then probably would have gravitated to. But because that was the big slam at the beginning, those two things had to be kept separate.
Was the company done after you left, or did it?
So listen.
Like, did they do a couple more things and then?
No, they went on for a short while, I think.
With no tape back?
What's that?
With no tape back?
Some smart
I think they went
asses.
down to Kmart and bought one.
Okay. Why couldn't they do that earlier then?
Yeah, so it's after I had left, and I forget how long it was, but that was when Rob and Lizzie had gotten in trouble with the government. And I'll put some 2 cents here on this. It was BS.
Now listen to this.
The Supreme Court has steadfastly held that pornography.
Now listen to this, you guys. I want you to listen to this, please. Listen to this closely. Because once again, this is somebody talking about my court case, which is in the fucking law books, for Christ's sakes. It's in law books. It's in law books. It was featured on 60 Minutes. It was featured on Nightline twice. 2 documentaries. Details magazine. The list goes on and on. Very easy to look this information up. Now listen to Shane Douglas discuss my case. Okay? That's why if you're interviewing somebody for 15 minutes about a topic, and they tell you lie after lie after lie, how do you believe anything that they say that might not be involved with the said topic? So for 12 minutes he's been having a conversation. You don't know what to believe. Hi, I'm Shane Duck. Who knows? Who knows? You don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that lies that much about so many topics. How do you then believe anything he said on small things? So listen to Shane Douglas discuss my court case. You want to talk about just somebody who's fucking retarded? Like, just listen.
Done properly and everything is legal. It's First Amendment. And what happened there was his company had sent porno to some guy in California, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour from me, hour and a half. And who knew California, PA has some of the most stringent anti-pornography laws in the country.
Man.
So her name was Mary Beth Buchanan, I think, who was the not the Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney here in Pittsburgh, and she went after him. She went after Tommy Chong.
The Chicken Chong guy.
Yeah, threatened to put his son in prison, and of course Tommy Chong said, "No, take me." And she went for these sort of high-profile cases like that. The best was when she tried to run for the Senate and got her ass handed to her. And I think what happened to Robin and Lizzie was bullshit. It wasn't like they were sending it to a kid. It wasn't like they were ignoring, checking to see how old the buyer was or whatever. What happened was the girlfriend or wife received it and went to the police with it. So, and they essentially, this is how your federal government.
So, did you hear what he just said? So the girlfriend of the guy that we sent porno to took that and went to the police, and that's how we got in trouble. You heard that, right? Or did that go over your guy's head? So this part of Pennsylvania, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't even know what he's talking about. Again, all of this is documented in documentary after documentary after news article, newspaper articles. This was a collective effort by the federal government, the FBI, the United Postal Service, Not some dude who ordered our porn off of our website. We then shipped it to him, and then his girlfriend intercepted it, looked at the porn, and went, ew, this is disgusting. I'm going to bring this to the local police department. Hello, local policeman. Look at this porn that my husband bought. Oh my God, let's go and arrest these people. And these three fucking morons yeah, but Cold Narc, it's not even a it's not even a government official. It wasn't a government official. It was average Joe Q public is what he's saying. Average Joe Q public who bought it from our website to jerk off to. His girlfriend found it and then went to the cops and said, look what my husband bought.
Works, right? So they just basically bled him till he couldn't fight anymore. And finally accepted a plea bargain. I think they went to prison for like a year each or something.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But it's and I've said from the time that happened that he got railroaded. That it was crap. But as long as the federal government's operating on the above board and following the rules like they do, it's
always, as always.
Yeah. Okay, these two fucking morons. Yeah. Now, let me read this to you guys, okay? Let me read this to you. Again, this is all factual. You can look this shit up. On April 8th, 2003, the premises of Extreme Associates were raided by federal agents, and 5 videos were seized. The United States Postal Inspection Service and the Pornography Unit of the Los Angeles Police Department's Organized Crime and Vice Division had conducted the investigation leading to the indictment. Back on September 5th, 2002, a U.S. postal inspector had joined the Extreme website. Postal inspectors then viewed clips on the site and ordered 3 videos, which were sent to a postal agent in Pittsburgh. On August 6th, 2003, Black and Borden and the company were indicted by a federal grand jury in Pittsburgh on 10 counts of the production and distribution by mail and the internet of obscene pornographic materials. Yeah. Pretty simple to look up, my friends. Pretty simple to look up. But Shane Douglas couldn't be bothered to look that up. Francine couldn't give 2 shits to fact check. And Chad, the other podcast host, couldn't be bothered to do just a little fucking research. And the best part is the great Mins. And the Mins is great. He really is. He hit Francine on their little YouTube podcast or whatever, where they post it. And Mins said Shane was with XPW until the very last show. He never left. And Francine actually responded and said That's not how he remembers it, with the little emoji of a shrug of the shoulders. Oh! And then Chad responds, very last XPW show, he defeated Justin Credible for the XPW title prior to Rob Black going to jail. Little shrug of the shoulders Francine did. Ah. Oh, well. Oh, well, Rob. Whatever. We just go with our facts. We don't give a shit about if it's true. I don't care if it was false. That's our facts. So, there you go. My buddy, Shane Douglas. My buddy, Francine. And I don't know who the fuck that kid is. And every time I bring this up, the Mins goes, yeah, he's a douche, yeah. But you know what? He's going to be working for us in 2023. I'm like, fuck him. Seriously, fuck him. I'm so pissed off that I've tried to get him. Like, I actually was willing to fucking kind of, you know, water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Fucking give him a little bit of resurgence. Give him a little bit of respect. Something. You know, it's funny. You guys are busting balls about the DVD player. That's back when DVD players weren't like, you know, $50 or $20. You were still paying like $200-$300 for a fucking DVD player. So when Francine was like, I don't have a DVD player, I was like, what? Yeah, you know, I just don't have a DVD player. You don't have a fucking DVD player? Well, you know, they're expensive. Yeah, okay, honey. Well, I'm gonna send you one. How about that? I'm gonna send one. Daddy Rob is gonna send you a fucking DVD player. Even though you were banging Tommy Dreamer at the time, I guess he couldn't be bothered to give you a fucking DVD player. Hey, don't you love how they talk shit? How she's talking about Steve Carroll. I mean, I was never a huge fan of Steve's. But how she's like, we did that Women of Extreme, and I would do the voiceovers, and then I would have to, like, throw it back to, like, the... Yeah, motherfucker, it was a paycheck, and nobody was hiring you. Yeah. Because while everybody else got their fucking WWE deals, somehow Francine didn't get one. Shane definitely didn't get one. But think of all the other motherfuckers that got one. Dawn Marie got one. Matter of fact, I think not only did Dawn Marie get a deal, wasn't she one of the girls that were suspected of sucking on Vince's fat cock? I don't know that. But I thought that was the speculation. If that's the case, not only was she part of WWE, but she got a fucking couple $1 million payout. But think about it. Dudley Boyz, WWE. Tommy Dreamer, WWE. Spike Dudley, WWE. Lance Storm, WWE. Practically half the fucking ECW fucking Sandman, for Christ's sakes. Oh, fuck out of here. But anyways, I digress. That makes me hot. I'm fucking aggravated. I'm not sure who I'm more aggravated at. I almost feel like I'm aggravated at that Chad dude, too. He should have fucking known better. Do a little fucking research. Go to his fucking profile. He likes to pride himself on, baseball this and podcasting that. Do a little fucking research. Yeah, when you left, only thing anybody ever talked about was Vic Grimes, and that when he left, he was there to the end, you fucks. Fucking Shane Douglas was on the last episode of TV. Oh, fuck. Tape deck. This idiot. Tape deck. Imagine how outraged Shane Douglas was with the tape deck. And fucking up the promo. Imagine how upset he was that he just quit the company. Although, there happened to be, 6, 7, 8, 9, a year left. You know what I mean? It's like just, it literally is ludicrous. Fucking ludicrous, this asshole. Absolutely ludicrous. Fuck. Anyways, there you go. And now I'm done. And unless I get, listen, Chad Mins, unless I get a formal apology from that fucking cuntbag Shane, he's definitely not coming in XPW. That's all I'm saying. I want a formal apology. And Francine, I want a fucking formal apology. And the goofy kid Chad, not our Chad. I want an apology from him too. Fuck him. All right. I'm fucking... Said I'm done. Got me all fired up. All right. I'm going. I'm hungry too. My head hurts. But anyways, it's Rob Black's The Rob Black Show. And we are going to have to get Schlack a TV. Oh, my bad. Hey, One Man Kru, you fuck. Get my fucking belt, okay? You want a spot in XPW? When you wrestle Shane Douglas, get my belt. He still has the XPW title. And I know we wrote it off and we all made jokes about it, but you want XPW? You want to be an XPW so bad? One Man Kru? You want to be an XPW so bad? Instead of writing me these fucking 17-page fuck letters, you got one mission. One mission only. Get the old XPW World Heavyweight title from that no fact having, missing fucking timeline asshole Troy Martin, a.k.a. Shane Douglas. You get my fucking belt, One Man Kru. You're part of XPW. I will fly your fat ass to Jersey and to California every show for a year. You get a spot for a year to be good. And all you got to do is come home with the XP, and you can't go get a fucking copy of it either. Okay? You can't go buy a copy. I need fucking, you gotta get that belt from him. I need proof. Schlack said a year. Chill out. Listen. Because you got to give him a fucking receipt. I want my fucking belt. There's your mission, One Man Kru. Now go fucking get it. It's Rob Black. It's the Rob Black Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.